Welcome back. We needed to take that short break so that we can calm some nerves here. All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. You talked about your community, Igede.
Idele. I'm from Dele.
Dele.
Yes.
All right. Let me bring in Honorable Tim Toye. You talked about the fact that you were Commissioner Special Duties in charge of DESOPADEC and you monitored projects. Can you just name 5 projects, at least 5 projects? He talked about his area, Dele, that there's no DESOPADEC project. That's what he said.
In fact,
no presence.
No presence.
No presence.
Okay, Honorable Team, can you mention 5 projects that you monitored, commissioned, and that are still functional?
In different
areas.
Communities.
Yes, thank you very much. And please, let me take you back a bit. You asked the question about the
Honorable
public
Team,
hearing.
we don't have time. We're trying to buy time.
Okay, if you talk about projects, let me talk about a community in Patani called Agoloma. Agoloma, as I speak with you, have a well-built health center by the DESOPADEC. Another community, Patani Abare, the street lights. I can go on, I cannot remember now all the communities, but the community this gentleman is talking about, I would like to know which local government, because it's not possible for me to know all the communities around, but I can tell you.
Okay, let him tell you what local government is that.
Yes,
if we talk about
Patani is not an oil producing community.
Team, 1 second. Team, 1 second.
What was done in DESOPADEC
is not an oil producing.
Can you hold on? Hold on. Honorable Toye,
why they are brutal?
Let you ask a question. Let him tell us what local government is your community in.
Dele is from Warri Southwest local government area.
Thank you. Honorable Toye.
Now, Warri Southwest that is talking about is represented and have a high spread of the DESOPADEC projects, because they are high oil producing. And the former commissioner, who is now deputy governor of the state, is from Baramatu. As I'm speaking with you now, there is no community. I'm very sure that of that gentleman that is there, don't go to his village. Because if he don't.
Okay. Honorable Team, the signals are not too good.
Projects are given to people from all these villages to execute on behalf of his people.
Okay.
If they don't get in his village, it shows that perhaps somebody from his village must have collected the project, collected the money, and do not deliver. There's a principle we follow in DESOPADEC. You don't normally give a project from somebody in Warri North to go and do in Warri Southwest. So if you present himself properly to the public, we are not running propaganda here. We are running based on facts.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Do you want DESOPADEC scrapped?
No, I do not want it to be scrapped. I just want it to be better and properly organized. I want the funds that is supposed to come to DESOPADEC to be used for the people it was meant for.
He mentioned something about projects given to indigents of communities. So it's possible. He also mentioned like Dele.
He also mentioned that he's
possible someone collected the money and didn't do the project.
He's into monitoring of projects. He's supposed to have monitored those projects. The Delta State House of Assembly, I'm sorry to say, in conjunction with the executive in Delta State, they run that state as if it's a scam. I'm sorry to say.
You will respond. You will respond. You will respond. You will respond.
They use DESOPADEC as a
Hold on, team. Efe, you will respond. Efe, you will respond.
I contested elections just very recently.
You will respond.
And I went to a lot of the communities in the riverine areas and in the creeks. The best I saw were overhead tanks for water projects that are not functioning. You'll probably get there and see a signboard all over the communities. Welcome to Ogirigbe by DESOPADEC. The people there are hungry. They have all been turned into beggars. And these are people that should be living as if they are living in Dubai. What they are doing with those funds, we don't know. We're even talking about the 50% they are deploying. We're not talking about the 13% of the whole 100% of the 13%. And they are stealing it.
Okay. Let's head Efe.
Let me quickly say that it's unfortunate that we have decided to deploy some very foul language to address a government that is out to meet the needs of our people. I want to say concretely here, and I stand to be corrected. The data state of 1999 is not the same as data state of 2006, and it's not the same as data state of 2015. And I can assure you, it will not be the same as data state of 2016. We have moved, we have achieved a lot. I am not a commissioner in the DESOPADEC. I live in Delta State. I am not a politician that is based in diaspora. I'm a local, in fact, a strong local politician. I reside in Ubiye. I can list a plethora of projects, cost of the DESOPADEC in Ubiye alone. So when you say that the data science was able, in conjunction with the executive arm, is more or less a scam, it is rather unfortunate.
So they are running the state.
They run the state like it's a scam. It's unfortunate. The DESOPADEC was fashioned primarily for the interest of the suffering people of the oil producing area. Don't forget, oil was not discovered yesterday.
But Honorable, he was saying that Honorable Toye mentioned Patani, and Patani is not an oil producing community. So how come there are DESOPADEC projects everywhere in Patani? Meanwhile, those who are producing the oil, like in Ogidigbe, like he said, and in
Dele, I mentioned Dele, he can't defend it.
They don't feel any DESOPADEC
Nothing.
presence. So they are saying that they want this money to be used for the benefit of those in whose communities the oil is actually produced.
You see, he is from Ubiya. Ubiya is on mainland.
You have asked me a question, let me respond to it.
Let me respond, please.
You have asked me a question, let me respond to it.
Yes.
The DESOPADEC law, as at the time of those projects that we just talked about, took into cognizance ethnic nationalities that produces this oil. And the sharing formula of that 50% the state gives to the DESOPADEC is based on production quantum. In that regard, you have the Ijaw nation, you have the Robo
you
nation,
have Isekiri 29%, Ijaw 27, Urobo 21,
so whatever
14
goes
and
to the Ijaw nation, the Patani man can benefit from it because they are Ijaw people. Okay. Whatever goes to the Robo nation, any Robo man from any Robo community can benefit from it. The same thing applies to...
So in other words, if a contract is given to an indigenous of that area, he decides where he wants to fix it, or how he wants to handle it?
No, that is not it. These communities have representatives in the House of Assembly. Don't forget that the House prepares, puts the budget together and makes it a law for the DESOPADEC to implement. They have representatives. As a representative of the people, I personally live in my hometown. I live in my community. As representative of the people, we interact with the people from time to time. So we are privileged to know what their needs are. We are privileged to know which need is more important than the other. For instance, you may want to, maybe put water project in a community, but the immediate need of that community may not necessarily be water project. Don't forget that in our part of the country where we reside, the water table is not very far.
Let's look at his community where that is not mainland.
So what I was saying,
so the community, all the presence that there is in that community, welcome to Ogidigbe.
The issue she has raised, I have not been to Ogidigbe, neither have I been to the Gele, but I can tell you authoritatively. In fact, I volunteer and all expenses paid trip for the two of them to Delta State. Let us go around these areas and see the DESOPADEC on ground. I have not been to those places.
Let me clarify.
I may not be able to dispute them, but I know majority of the communities that are entitled to benefit from the DESOPADEC, you can see the DESOPADEC projects on ground in them. He said because
let me Sorghum write it down. Sorghum, please.
Because these things are real. They are not fiction.